Like, Tidehunter after that Helm of the Dominator, gonna go for pretty standard Tidehunter fare, nothing too out of the ordinary. But this is really what you want as Infamous. Get a little bit of a lead with Gyrocopter, enough so that you can be comfortable chilling and power farming the jungle or wherever, lanes everywhere. This is just getting him further ahead, as opposed to getting him just barely into the game. I said earlier, Juggernaut, he gets back into the game by getting kills. Omni Slash, only level 1 right now, yet still a very powerful assassination tool if he can find his targets. Targets they're looking at are on top lane. It looks like they will see them now. Snaking is in position to break the smoke, and he sees the smoke being broken. Snowball, I don't think it's going to be good enough. It's going to end, and now they're just right in the call down. Really awkward. Benjaz second guesses his roar because he knows that reinforcements are coming in. Tomato has a clean angle for an arrow, tags the Beastmaster with it, jumps over Starstorm onto 2. Benjaz still has that roar. He can't get it out there. Even Soulbound, Omni Slash is going to do a lot of damage here. Roar goes out, 2 of them in fact. Snaking guys to the Sunstrike, and now EE in the blender will fall as well. Tomato and Moose are like, yo, we sniped the healing ward. Our job is done. Let's get the hell out of here. Shards out, almost traps the Bane. He is going to be running through these Prowlers and TP out. Should be fine. Walrus Punch is not available, nor is the Snowball. Oh man, Soulbind, Beastmaster Roar, and Omni Slash. I'm pretty sure Omni Slash, the way it works is you Omni Slash one, and then as soon as it ends, you Omni Slash the other. That is definitely a fight where you would like to have your Tidehunter. If Tidehunter teleported in at the same time as Tomato, then, you know, a Ravage there just instantly wins Infamous that fight. Pretty much no questions asked. But not having him there, he was pushing bottom, but didn't even do that great a job. Is going to cost Infamous quite a bit, but not to be deterred. They'll go straight into Roche. Sunstrike immediately lands. For WP, they don't have an Omni Slash. Invoker's levels looking good enough to do some damage in the Roche pit. But as a team, I don't think they have enough. Into Ravage especially. Into Ravage and Mech. So Roshan should be a free grab here. Trying to look for a trade elsewhere. A little bit of pushing on bottom. Nothing really that huge though. There goes Roche. Motto now with the double life. Kill spree 7, man. And now they're looking for this tower defense. Although the Hawk overhead, Pizza should know about this. Just literally sees it. DP is coming in towards the shrine. Moves Snowball onto the Grimstroke. Mirana is here, and she's just gonna dash away. He's in the middle of the spray, and now the Ravage comes out onto absolutely everyone. Immediately 2 heroes are down. Call down land onto the rest of them. Benya stuck in a corner, does deploy a roar, and does land on 2 heroes, but Tomato, no one's pressuring him at all. He's just machine gunning whoever he wants. Coast is gonna spin TP out, and he'll survive. But the IO and the Gyrocopter get yanked out. Perfect timing in that relocate, just enough so that the IO can drop low and then leave. Get EE back into the top lane to continue farming. And of course, this Mirana being under no pressure during that entire fight means that this Maelstrom is just going off every which way. Plus, she just hits for like 150 pop. It's pretty good. What is happening here? Costa be like, with the Omni Slash onto EE, Snowball is going to get them close enough to tag team Envy. Maybe we'll be able to kill him off. The boulder goes towards the IO. Snaking, taking the dots will go down. Although here comes the reinforcements. It's Tomato, jumps in, Starstorm onto everyone, instantly kills the Tusk. Should probably kill off Cat as well with the missile on, and he's doomed to fall one way or another. There is still one additional leap for Tomato, though I think Leo is a little bit too far away. They lose the IO, but they gain a lot in exchange. 1 for 2 actually isn't that much, but man, the tower definitely counts for a lot there too. And oh no, Invoker, here comes the arrow. From downtown, boom, stun about forever. And now with the right clicks, he's gonna get gunned down by Envy, and Costa, his spin is running out. Call down slow, a little bit off the mark, but he's still chasing after him, pushing his copter as fast as it can go. Mirana pushing her mount to the same. Suddenly Pepita with the steel chair out of nowhere. Okay, gets pushed back a little bit. Snowball comes in onto the Mirana. She has the double life though, so it's not really a big deal. And EE, he's just holding his ground versus Benya. Vanguard? What Vanguard? Everyone's at full HP. That mechanism. No, the Guardian Greaves from Tidehunter. Full heal onto everyone. Beyond godlike Tomato. Yeah, that was literally a AoE full heal. Omni Knight, where are you at, man? Where are you currently at? This is looking like a one-sided game, much like the last match we saw. They're going to push forward for a little bit more. Blind arrow, why not? Tomato, go for it. Treat yourself. Now the tier 3s are in trouble. It's not 20 minutes in this game. This gyrocopter has just pure health items, but he's just surviving for so long that his rocket barrage is doing all the damage. Crazy builds, man, crazy builds. Because look at this, like they have Io tethered onto the gyrocopter. They have Pita giving them this aura with the helm of the Dominator, and now a Heaven's Halberd. So this Juggernaut isn't going to be doing anything, especially when he gets gripped up like that. Just the right clicks, he's just going to get slaughtered. The snowballing from Dunya is going to do about nothing. Double kill for Tomato, looking for more as he's just feasting. There goes the Invoker, there goes the Beastmaster, and they're chasing down for a full wipe. GG is called. Leo's just out of here, man. He's like, I'm getting the hell out of this game in the grand finals, but yeah, that just didn't happen. Oh god, no. The game servers are now betraying me also. How do I get out of here? Okay, guys. You might not see a scoreboard, but either way, it's gonna be... Oh.
Dire team ban. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom shrine is under attack. Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
How about that?
Dire's structures are falling. Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
How about that? Let's just say it's a winning streak. How about that?
Dire's middle barracks is fallen.
Oh, now I see.
Dire's top barracks has fallen. Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Just business.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant now have mega creeps. Radiant's top tower is under
How
attack.
about that?
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
How many is that now? 2 down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's ancient is under attack.
How many was that? 3 down.
Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the South American qualifiers here for the Bucharest Minor. Infamous just got done giving the business WP Gaming, and that's why we see, that's a little bit of reason why we see this right here. Gotta ban out that IO. That's not to say that the IO just completely won that game from Infamous. It helped a lot, but it's the fact that it just warps the entire gameplay plan of Infamous, so much so that you'd just rather not have to deal with it. Now Infamous have to play a little bit more of a normal game, a little bit more of a regular game here in this game too. Again, if they win, then they are 2-0 and they move on to face Playmakers in the grand finals to try to qualify into the minor. But you know what? Well played. I'm sure they'll bring something different to bear here, as will Infamous, honestly. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for the rest of the day. That finals that I mentioned will be happening almost immediately after this match concludes. So heroes that are good that are still in the pool: Phantom Assassin, Brewmaster. Where there's been a lot of kind of disrespect to the Brewmaster, I think, in the scene. In my opinion, that hero is nuts, ridiculous, imbalanced. But apparently these guys just aren't on the same read as I am. And that probably means I'm wrong, because these guys are much better at Dota than I am. But you know what? That's okay. I'm okay being wrong. I will hold on to my opinion that Brewmaster is a nuts OP hero. We also have Dazzle, probably the other one that's really huge here. I am usually not a fan of running back drafts that you lost with, although I am still a fan of Tusk and Grimstroke as heroes, and I wouldn't mind seeing them from WP. Instead, they go immediate Terrorblade, Winter Wyvern, and that's kind of cool. Phantom Assassin typically has a little bit of difficulty up against Terrorblade, being such a huge armor hero, and Winter Wyvern is pretty good with Terrorblade, but perhaps more importantly, she's good against Terrorblade. If they were to first pick Terrorblade and then Infamous were able to grab Winter Wyvern right after, that is close to the best case scenario for Infamous as far as countering that Terrorblade. You curse a Terrorblade to hit one of his allies, that ally is dying. Like that, like every single time. So it's a point click, you're dead type of tool. Being able to pick that up and deny that away from Infamous is quite valuable. At the same time, I mean, being able to curse Phantom Assassin, that's not bad. Being able to embrace one of your allies to make sure they don't get jammed by those crits from PA, that's not bad either, man. So I like this pick quite a bit, considering the opening heroes that have been selected. On the whole, however, I feel like Winter Wyvern, then this is an opinion that I'm probably wrong about, but I'm okay with that. I feel like Winter Wyvern is a kind of bad hero unless you have the matchups and heroes to make her really good. Like the range of quality for Winter Wyvern is really high, as in she could be really bad or really good, and that like kind of depends on the matchups, as opposed to some heroes like you know, your general first ban heroes, or heroes like Lich, Dazzle, Brewmaster. Like those heroes are usually going to be pretty good. Like at worst they're going to be average, but at best they're going to be absolutely amazing. So like that kind of band of quality is a little bit tighter there. That being said, Lich will be the pickup for Infamous. Great hero to have up against that Terrorblade. Perhaps not as good defensively as that Winter Wyvern, but you know what? Get the Chain Frost going, and you can clear out some illusions at the very least. But of course, it's all about that shield, man. It's all about that Frosty shield, which is just an absolute godsend up against Terrorblade. I think it's 60% at max level of physical damage reduction. Yeah, 60% on the Frost shield, so TB will still be able to kill you if you're someone like a Lich and you got the shield on yourself and you're trying to run away. But if it's anyone else, they have a pretty good shot of actually surviving through that, especially if it's someone like a PA who has a little bit of extra physical resist through that blur. For Infamous though, their concern should be, well, the WP side picked up Terrorblade first. how aggressive are they going to be? How worried do we have to be over our towers? Now, they've already taken down two of the probably more dangerous heroes as far as synergy with the Terrorblade in the overall kind of team strat is concerned, in the DK and the Pugna. So they know that those heroes no longer a threat. But if you really want to go for pushing, you can always find the heroes to do so. So WP, they have that option. For Infamous, they also have to worry about how do we actually kill off this Terrorblade, because PA isn't really the best hero at doing that. The hero that should be doing that should be someone that is played by Tomato. Get that big nuke going. Give him Lina. He rocked Lina in the first game we saw from him today. Give him a Tinker. Give him these heroes that just have overwhelming magic damage. A little bit of crowd control mixed in there, perhaps. You don't even have to do that. And then just take care of him through those means. Pepita's Bat Rider also would have been an incredible one. He is, I think Pepita has always been like a Bat Rider guy, as in like, oh, Pepita, yeah, he plays Bat Rider. Same thing like, oh, Sumail, he plays Storm Spirit. Like, it's just that synonymous with his name. But it's gonna be taken out. That's definitely one of the better Pepita heroes to deal with the Terrorblade. Other than that, you can probably pick up a Centaur and kind of be okay with that matchup, but there aren't really a ton of overwhelming magic damage offlane heroes that he can play that'll really put the screws to Terrorblade. Timbersaw is a decent one, and he has been known to play that. Brewmaster is okay. Just being able to dispel off the illusions is quite nice. Cyclone the main guy and just leave him in the air the entire fight. There are definitely tools you have as a Brewmaster versus Terrorblade. The WP side, they just have to make sure to build around this TB. They don't have to make sure that he's the absolute centerpiece of their draft, but for the most part, if they do make sure that every pick they make gives them something, or that hero builds an item that gives them something to help the TB, really, really solid way to go. Because of how weak PA and Lich are against TB, if they put just all their chips in that TB basket, they should be able to come out on top. I don't know why you're putting chips on baskets. That's just kind of the phrase that came out. I don't know. I'm sorry. That didn't make any sense. They're taking their sweet ass time with this though. Ooh, Spirit Breaker. All right, looks like the pressure is on. Maybe not to kill off towers. Spirit Breaker does not kill off towers, but to kill off Phantom Assassins to apply pressure to heroes like Lich, man, that is kind of sweet. I do like Spirit Breaker quite a bit in specific scenarios, and we can see immediately Infamous, they grab the Darkseer. Oh, this is such a smart move. Such a smart move, because Spirit Breaker Darkseer is obnoxious. I'm not sure if it's good. It's scary and it's really cheesy, but I'm not sure if it's good. But at the very least, they banned that away from well played, right? No Spirit Breaker Darkseer combo. But Darkseer is also a Pepita hero that you can play up against Terrorblade, and Terrorblade is kind of bad up against Darkseer because of that Iron Shell. Like, that does magic damage. It does a lot of magic damage, and if you're metamorphed, you're good, right? You don't have to worry about anything. But if you're not metamorphed, you kind of just get shoved in towards your tower. You take all that magic damage, and diving a Terrorblade as Darkseer is possible. It really requires specific setup, specific ally support, but it's possible nonetheless. So that's a lane that Infamous can apply a lot of pressure. And if you look at it the other way, like, what heroes do they have that can apply pressure to that Phantom Assassin, as they now pick up a Phoenix? So is this a... Okay, I like the Lina pick, because I already mentioned why. Phoenix after the Spirit Breaker. Is this Spirit Breaker going to be getting farm? Is this Phoenix going to be getting farm? I'm just... Is it a Spirit Breaker Phoenix off lane, and their job is just to try to mess with the Lich and PA as much as possible?
10 seconds remaining.
I could see that working reasonably well, but then you kind of lose that scare threat of that Spirit Breaker, where it's like, I'm gonna charge you everywhere and I'm gonna beat your brains in. Like, that's really what makes Spirit Breaker a scary pick. If you're just chilling and only concerning yourself with that singular lane, I'm not too sure if Infamous are gonna be too worried about that. I don't really like, in general, the Winter Wyvern Phoenix support duo. They do a lot together, but the thing that neither of them do is things in the early game. And even though Spirit Breaker and Terrorblade are really good in the early game, the weakness of not having like these super powered supports in this early stage, because Phoenix and Winter Wyvern are kind of trash then, it really shows itself a lot. If you push to the late game, these heroes are so OP. Phoenix and Winter Wyvern. But that's not really a strat that you're going to be happy to go for. So I'm not a huge fan of when teams do this. I feel like it never really works out to the point where they can get to the late game. Maybe they will. I'm pretty sure you don't pick up a Spirit Breaker and then say, okay, we got Spirit Breaker, guys. Let's go to the late game. We're good. No, you don't do that. You don't ever do that. They take down the Centaur. Well played. I'm not sure if they're still scared of that from Pepita. A Darkseer support, is that a thing? I don't believe it is. I'm pretty sure you just gotta give the Darkseer a little bit of farm. I mean, you're going to be farming anyway as Darkseer, because you just kind of get gold when you use Ion Shell. Darkseer, they need to make sure that this hero is as Spirit Breaker resistant as possible. I like to see their combo on the top lane, Infamous. Just Darkseer, someone to dive, just try to get as much pressure on the Terrorblade as possible, because again, Winter Wyvern Phoenix can't help in that regard. So the more aggro heroes you get on that top lane, on the bottom lane rather, for Infamous, the lane versus Terrorblade, the better off you'll be.
5 seconds remaining.
These like slightly faster melee heroes to get in there. Ricky pick, confirmed best pick. Sand King with a Ion Shell would be pretty good. Earth Spirit, I don't really know if that's in the cards here. Those type of heroes would be really powerful, I feel, in this particular scenario. They have enough magic damage to handle the Terrorblade with this Lena select. Tiny? Sven? Whoa, 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 what is going on? What is this new hero stuff that I'm seeing? There are quite a few upsides to Sven in this game. I mentioned this earlier, yesterday actually, when I was talking about Sven. Someone mentioned it in chat. I was like, whenever there's a hero that's picked up that we don't really get to see all that often, you got to go through the list. Why is this hero good? Why is this hero bad? Why is this hero good? Warcry against Terrorblade and Spirit Breaker, super premium. Why is this hero good? Because if you put an Ion Shell on Sven, then you can just kind of run at the opponents and with the Warcry, keep up with them. And of course with the Hammer, make sure that you're always hugging them, getting that Ion Shell damage, you're good to go. Also, why is he good? Because Vacuum into LSA or Vacuum into Hammer, maybe not like the sickest combo in the world, it's not like visually impressive, but it's very, very effective. Is that worthy enough of a pick when you look at the other end now picking up a Tinker? Because Sven is a hero that will get bashed, will really struggle up against the Phoenix and the Winter Wyvern, even if he is played as a support. You are a bulky strength hero that has a little bit more movement speed to get in. And that's, again, the bare minimum of what Infamous wanted their last pick to be in. By the way, another melee hero that's blue that would have been fast and able to get in there is Ricky. When our team's going to pick up that hero? Probably never. So this Sven, honestly, I'm not a fan of this hero in general. But I think in this game, this is probably the most justified you can be to pick up a Sven. Like, there's not that much in the way of slows and disables that are being thrown around freely to really concern him. Like, he has Surge, so he can always get in there. I think if you're ever going to pick up a Sven, this is going to be that type of scenario to pick up the Sven. I like it. I gotta say I like it. But WP, they go ahead and grab the Tinker. Matchup versus the Lena should be pretty nice for the Lena there. Although the Tinker definitely has tools to fight back. A lot of this game is going to come down to what does the Spirit Breaker do? And now it's Benjaz officially taking up that cow. We'll be charging around and looking for some blood. You can charge in towards Alina and do some pretty serious work towards Tinker. If he sticks around and really just messes with the PA and the Lich, I am concerned. Because, I mean, Spirit Breaker, yeah, charges in, lands a stun, and his base damage is super high. But you know what? You know what really sucks when you're Spirit Breaker and you're trying to charge into someone? It sucks when they either jump away because of Phantom Strike, you miss because of Blur, or you hit them, and you think you hit them, but you actually hit a Frost Shield because Lich is right there. There are a lot of things that the Spirit Breaker just kind of has to battle through in order to be truly effective from a core role. And even in the other lanes, it's like you're going to charge a Darkseer, you're going to charge a Sven. These heroes have HP, a ton of armor. They have Surge just to get away afterwards, or Warcry to just get even more movement speed. Charging Alina, that's viable. That's dangerous. That's something she has to watch out for. But yeah, I'm not sure about giving Spirit Breaker farm priority. I think if you're gonna run a Spirit Breaker, you cheap out on him, you give him to your 4 position, and you play him like how he used to be played, whatever patch that was when he was picked. He does have this. That's kind of cool, right? Unfortunately, it just gives you status resistance and not spell resistance, so you still get stunned. I wonder how OP Spirit Breaker would be if Bulldoze like gave you ramping status resistance, or not that. Disregard that. If it gave you like a second of stun resistance and root resistance, and then that wore off and it tapered off. So like you would get 1 second of stun resistance / root resistance, and then you like that stopped, and then you would get like 60 status resistance, then 50, then 40, then 20, then 10 until it's done. I feel like that would be the type of change that Spirit Breaker really needs. Because otherwise, like, you just always get stunned out of your charge and you're sad. Being able to kind of like activate like a Lincoln's effect versus those disables and really time it, that would be kind of sick, man. That would be cool. That would be pretty sick. Ice Frog, right here. You can have my idea, but it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you a lot. See, are we going to I'm gonna go here, or are we just gonna spam our chat lines? How good is the Tinker? I didn't really mention him. He's okay here. There's not that much that Infamous have to really hunt down a late game travel Blink Dagger Tinker. That being said, Infamous still have like PA and Lina who can just kind of body everyone. Seems like Well Played are kind of on the stall plan, but only like halfway. I don't know, it seems like this Tinker, this Spirit Breaker and Terrorblade are like on one end of the spectrum, and then on the other end it's Phoenix, the Winter Wyvern, and Tinker. Like those 3 heroes want to play it slow. The Spirit Breaker and the Terrorblade want to play it fast, and it's kind of spread out there. I guess that totals into a draft that's kind of okay playing this very mid-rangey type style, but I'm not really convinced that that's how it works. All right, guys. I didn't read the patch notes. I'm so terrible. I'm so terrible. It's still health, okay? It still gives them pseudo armor, okay? Can you guys really blame me? I take full responsibility to the oops, sorry about that, to the bad call there of Sven. But when was the last time you saw Sven? Like ever? What is going on? Can we go? When was the last time you saw Sven? Seriously. Like, I want you to think back. When was the last time someone picked a Sven and we're like, we're gonna go Sven? Yeah. And not like accidentally random to Sven and you're like, well, I guess we gotta make this hero work. Yeah, that's the great part about pausing. I can apologize to chat on a 5-minute delay. I mean, yeah, armor is good, but have you ever gotten just a full attack shield? Have you ever gotten just a flat shield? Might be better. Probably is better, honestly. Still gives you that speed. So it's all good there. Is there anything else here that I'm just like completely missing? Did they change Phoenix's abilities? I'm pretty sure they didn't. This guy's still exactly the same. Is he exactly the same? He is literally exactly the same. Pretty sure this guy is as well. Oh no, Podemos Gondinez Tomos Esperando FNA. Ask admin. Yo. What kind of response is that? You pause the game, they ask for the reason, and they're like, talk to the admins? Come on, dude. I'm not sure if that's BM or like loving BM. Damn it, I can't scroll up anymore. I'm pretty sure if the admin had a problem, we would hear from it. I'm pretty sure also, like, if you admin these games, you don't really have to pay that close attention. Do these guys seriously have the same item build? Okay, wait, you press this button. It's literally the exact same item build. Control C, Control V. I mean, they're going together, right? Aren't they just gonna... Well, yeah, they should be going together. I'd imagine so. They're just gonna be chewing down mangoes all day. Oh, good. Oh, good. We're in this stage in the game where we're disconnecting. Yesterday, we had to wait like 30 minutes for a reconnect, guys. And we actually did wait the entire 30 minutes, and it was terrible because the game ended literally 4 minutes after that disconnect, after the reconnect. It was really a grand waste of time. This guy is anti-Spirit Breaker. I'm anti-Core Spirit Breaker. I feel like the hero just doesn't isn't consistent enough to warrant giving him farm. Hey, hey! What is wrong with this caster? He didn't read patch notes? Yeah, guys, I don't read patch notes at all. As far as I'm concerned, we're still in 7.19. What is happening though? I'm not sure if WP are like being mannered or not. Honestly, doesn't matter. It probably doesn't. I also like it how the admin's name is Solution, because that's like what he's supposed to provide, and that's like why he comes in. TB's AFK. Come on, man. He doesn't have any items. Nor does Cat. Look like they just like all kind of don't have items. In the meantime, Infamous are like, yo, we got items. Even Tomato, he's like overflowing with items, can't even contain all of them. I mean, this is all like pretty standard stuff, I would say, except for the no items. Doubt Shield, Null Talismans. I wonder how many Null Talismans Tinker gets. I think this is the first Tinker game that I'm seeing in this patch. Like, Null Talismans, let's actually pull... Nope, that's not the button. Can we pull them up? Can we get a... Johnny, can we get a picture of those Null Talismans? That's really good. Like, for Tinker, that stat line, that plus 3%, that's really good. But I'm not sure, like, how good it is compared to getting travels. Like, every single Null Talisman you get is, like, that's 1/5 of your travels right there that you could be farming towards. Like, he's got the one. You need a little bit so that you don't just get absolutely wrecked by the enemy Lina, who is going to be going Null Talismans like 100% of the time. And then you actually have base damage so you can compete with her and last it. You need like a little bit. But it's like, are you going to go for 3? That's the big question, because like that seems to be like the magic number of Null Talismans nowadays, or Wraith Bands or Bracers or whatever. How many do you actually get? As good as Null Talismans are, I don't think they're as valuable as Travels. Travels are like an accelerant item on every hero, but most of all on Tinker. Alright, so top lane versus PA. Spirit Breaker, Phoenix. I would assume the Lich is going to come up here once they you know, mess with these runes a little bit. Pretty sure the PA is going to be fine. Again, like, you're looking at evasion, you're looking at a blink strike out, so unless you get literal perma-stunned, you should be able to get out of there. Like, Phoenix can Icarus dive after you? Oh, so scary. How much damage does this actually do again? Damage per second? Oh, 10, 30, 50. Wowee, that's some serious damage, guys. So terrifying. Is that any purple? Is this PA purple? Is he wearing a purple cloak? That's just weird. Is this the plan? Is this the plan? Yo, this is next level farming. Okay, I mean, I knew this was a possibility once Darkseer had like level 4. They're just like, F you, creep wave. You get nothing. Oh, are they gonna dive now? Yo, okay, well, PA, you're on your own because clearly these guys have bigger plans. Kosa's gonna have to just chew his way through all the trees, but Snaking still has that hammer. Can they wall him in? They can't quite wall him in, but they have double iron shell. They just got him. Oh my god, Benjaz is gonna rotate in, but there's still 2 iron shells here. These are level 1 iron shells. They're not like that powerful, but yo, what is this? Did anyone see this coming? Be honest. Did anyone see this coming? They're just gonna completely creep skip, not hit a single, not engage their creep wave in a single manner. Force Benjaz to rotate out, and this is the problem right here. He's like wailing on the Darkseer, and he's like, yo, this guy has 6 armor. What am I supposed to do against this guy? Ion shells back in. This is why you get the mangoes, so you can just spam this shit, man. Okay, what's happening top lane? Dunyao is somehow like a core Phoenix now or something, because clearly WP just don't know what's going on, and I don't blame them. So this Phoenix is really happy because he's getting levels, but is also like, you don't really want to be giving your Phoenix this much because it doesn't really do a whole lot. So I'm pretty sure WP are just not happy with this top lane situation, although the Phoenix personally is. Over in mid lane, the Lina does have an advantageous matchup versus the Tinker, because Tinker, I mean, you can cast Heat-Seeking Missile on the Lina, but like, not really. She'll be able to cast Dragon Slave on you pretty much whenever she wants. Charge is coming. Who is it coming towards? It's all the way up towards top lane, passing through. Get some CS? No, unfortunately not. I would expect this Lina to hold some sort of advantage. They see the Spirit Breaker going up here. There is also no shield from Moose, so maybe they have an opportunity here to actually get him. They need a bash. They're not even going to try for it. So, yeah, there is officially a, like, double creep wave bouncing goon squad on this bottom lane that got first blood, that is getting literally every single CS, that's forcing this Terrorblade to last hit under tower, which, you know, he can do. He has the items to do it, the Quelling Blade, the Stout Shield, and of course those Conjure Images to tank up a little bit should he need it. So he's not completely helpless, but there's now infinite mana on Pepita. A Soul Ring on a Darkseer is always going to be an incredible pickup, and regardless of your gameplay style, and this is no exception. So yeah, the Winter Wyvern is, this is why Winter Wyvern, like, sometimes is just not the hero you want, because she can't touch this. If you had any other hero with like any other ranged nuke or like higher base damage, maybe you'd be able to do something about this. Okay, that was decent. That was decent. She steals a couple of those neutrals. Wow. Now that is some insane value right there. Moves in a little bit of trouble. Then again, so is Dunyao. They get a lucky bash, but the Frost Blast does not care about your Spirit Breaker. EE and Moose really worse for the wear, but still alive and kicking. 2-0 on top. Or I guess 1-0 on top for Infamous. The other kill was on bottom. Did he really stun him so that he couldn't get the CS? That is also some next level play. That's pretty sick, man. I mean, I suppose he has mangoes, so like you have spells to cast. The Darkseer doesn't need all that much help anymore because he has the Soul Ring. It's like, who are you going to be stunning, Sven? I guess you're just going to be stunning this guy because you have double ion shell, or this guy because Tinker wandered in. The shield goes up. Pepita just gets blasted though. Level 2 on the laser missiles. And Tinker makes a pretty clean rotation out, and with the haste rune gets right back into the lane. That being said, he's still falling behind, slightly behind Tomato. Damn, it's to be expected. And it looks like this Tinker, hey, might be the only hero in this patch who isn't super high on getting null talismans. Gets a Soul Ring and should be going for travel straight after, I'd imagine. We finally found it. We finally found the one hero in the game who isn't going to be massing null talismans in mid lane. We did it, boys. Good work. This Terrorblade still is last hitting very, very well. They're getting all the free creeps, so the Darkseer is happy about that. But now as it stands, we'll see what Benjaz can do. A little bit of a party over in top lane. and I mean, they're trying their best to apply pressure towards Envy. Kind of a deceptive CS chart here on top lane because of how much time Benjez was off the lane, but still, this PA should be just pretty much good to go here. A couple denies going back and forth, but Benjez looks like he's actually playing a little more like a support. Is he actually playing support? Did they just... He's actually just playing support. Okay. So it is just an intentional core Phoenix and an intentional support Spirit Breaker then. By the way, this is happening again. Fly, you fools! Deep in the trees, the Winter Wyvern will survive. They're gonna leave EE on this top lane for a little while. But this is where Stifling Dagger comes in, man. Stifling Dagger, pretty good last hitting tool. Sometimes. Other times you just can't do it. You show yourself here, you get charged. And it hurts, man. It hurts a lot. But while this tower is being pushed, pushing is also happening on the bottom lane. And this push is pretty serious as well. Oh, EE does show himself off. But now they've been debated because they've just used their dive. Which means Dunyao has no more dives. Which means he is in for a world of hurt. They have a Laguna, they don't need it. They shouldn't need it. There you go. Dunyao down, and still bottom lane, still shoving in. When you have a Darkseer who can just crush the creep wave in the blink of an eye, punches the tower, and of course they have that catapult. They have a catapult with the Helm of the Dominator, in fact. The Darkseer is just ready to keep on going. This is getting Leo a absolute free time over in the mid lane. The 1v0 matchup for Tinker is pretty good for the Tinker. That being said, his lane is soon to be crashed, it looks like. At least they're making a move, making sure they don't have a ton of stacks on his end. Oh, sneaking. This is going to be a little bit RNG, although the march is just on the edge. Let's see who gets most of it. I think that was all Dire. Moo's got a couple with that shield damage, but that was all Dire. The Tinker just got completely denied. I don't know about his other stack situation, but it seems like there's not much in the area, so they jack the Tinker's creeps, and that is just value, man. It's not an absolute necessity, like it's not make or break, but it sure as hell helps a lot. Ooh, Sunder, that hurts, man. With 15 regen though, it doesn't really hurt that much. You put an Ion Shell on this guy, purge him, get him, and then just give him a hug. Oh yeah. Where's your health, Terrorblade? What's wrong? Dude, you don't want to die to a Satyr Banisher. That's like the ultimate display of shame. But he just got ripped apart by this little guy. They turn to big guys for you when they actually get dominated. Speaking of dominated, Dunyao is kind of crushed on top lane. He'll be fine to dive out. But this Darkseer is just going to be a persistent pest on that bottom lane. And Tinker, he's forced out to his north jungle. Of course, they know Tinker is not here anymore, so Tomato's just going to put the pedal to the metal here. Shove this tower in as much as he possibly can. And they found a target. Hammer, shield is up for the additional slows, as if that even matters. They even have that gaze. Cherry on top to kill off that Spirit Breaker. Top lane, Envy still is being punished because his allies really aren't paying him much attention at all. Like, EE, you do you, man. We're gonna go kill fools elsewhere. And you know what? EE, he can probably handle it. His allies sure as hell can handle it because they're going in for round 2. Leo, once again, is gonna get some help from the Embrace, and it looks like the TP's coming in. Lena's out of gas. With charge onto EE, Leo will get daggered and dropped. Tomato on the high ground, he's still gonna burn down to the dots, but EE is right on top of Dunyao. There is going to be a Supernova available. Frost Blast, and now the Egg. I think they can just right click it down. They will do just that. EE and Lich in a little bit of trouble now. Chain Frost, kind of panic thrown, but still bounces onto some of these heroes. One more bounce on the Winter Wyvern is all they need. They get him down, and now Benjez jumped in on triple kill for the PA. You ignore me, teammates? You want to ignore me? I'm Eternal Envy. Do you even know who I am? Comes in, grabs a triple kill. You can see on the net worth chart, helps a lot, but doesn't even bounce him all the way up towards the top. And ultimately, for Infamous, he had to lose a handful of heroes, but they're still able to apply just such crippling pressure across this map.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And the Spirit Breaker, the Phoenix, whoever is officially core, I don't really know. But I can tell you what, they're not really going to be doing any heavy lifting. Speaking of heavy lifting, here comes a Centaur out of nowhere with the steel chair. Benjez is going to try to bulldoze his way out, but this Centaur looks like he doesn't have quite enough. Ooh, we also had a couple of shard golems from a previous domination. Pita surges and then TPs. Nice. Grabs a bounty rune with it though. 2k lead for Infamous. Definitely not anything that WP cannot come back from. It does seem like though it's just a ticking time bomb, trouble brewing, because Pita has been, I mean, he's just been camped out in this bottom lane. He's been playing Broodmother down here, and WP have been really struggling to deal with everyone else. Once you add a Darkseer into the equation, that additional Ion Shell damage, that additional utility, things get really sticky really quickly, and not in the good way. Darkseer ain't ready just yet, but adding a pipe, yeah, I mean, pipe is pretty standard on Darkseer in any game, but in this particular game, like, Phoenix suddenly doesn't do anything. Tinker suddenly doesn't do anything either. He has laser and that's it. That's how Infamous are planning on taking structures, with that pipe. There is a sneaky Lina here. Got a nice wraparound onto Benjaz, and he is gonna wander into the wrong neighborhood. That's actually a fully invisible Lina. Okay, I don't know if they needed that Laguna Blade. They probably did. Just ditch it. I mean, it's a 70-second cooldown, right? Might as well just use it. I'm still not sure who's like officially the core between the Phoenix and the Spirit Breaker. It's close, which is I guess kind of nice because they both can use the farm decently well. But oh, this isn't good. Leo, don't do, oh, don't be here, dude. Okay, this is gonna hurt. I think you might want to just ditch the Chain Frost. Oh no, here comes Cardi! Cardi with the steel chair now. Just zoomerating in with the surge. I did not see that one coming, and I can guarantee Leo didn't see that one coming either. Just like burning rubber. Transform Autobots and roll out.
Radiant's bottom tower.
All right, well that's the extra damage they needed, so that means they could save the Chain Frost for later. It's a single bounce of single target cast of 300. Probably would have been enough there as well. The map is closing in. For a Tinker and Terrorblade, this is no good, man. You want options and how to farm. You want to buy space through your gameplay. And clearly that is just not happening at the moment. Bottom lane is still being shoved in by Pepita. Now with Arcane and Soul Ring, I don't think he's going to have mana troubles anytime soon here. Are they going to set up for a tier 2? This is a highly irregular way of playing Dota 2 from Infamous. This type of tempo style is something we don't really get to see anymore. I mean, Chen, Enchantress, like these are the heroes that do it traditionally the best. They're not here, but clearly it doesn't matter. Dumyao is going to get hit with that hammer. Does have a pretty good dive in. Supernova in the middle of the fight. Can they beat it down? Will they even try? Nope, they're going to get the hell out of there. Darkseer caught by the curse, though. Will get further stunned by the Phoenix Supernova. Pita is so tanky, though. He's not going down. And now Terrorblade. He's caught with the hammer. Laguna Blade and the nukage. Not quite enough. With the gaze, Chain Frost doesn't bounce. Costa's going to get that Sunder out, but Moose is still alive. He actually got healed up a little bit by that. Shield on him, trying to run away. I don't think he's going to survive here. Deny. Prowlers finally doing something right for once in their miserable lives. Yes, they will. Denied. In case you guys can't tell, I hate these things. These things are the worst thing in Dota, easily. They lose the Lich, they lose the Darkseer. And Infamous go perhaps a little bit too far. I mean, the damage they have is still pretty severe. But they really are kind of single target focused right now. You need to find that one guy, drop that combo on him, make sure you get that combo, then back off. They don't have that persistent damage output yet, because Eternal Envy was farming, as he should be, honestly, for what looks like a completed Battle Fury, and it is. That fight definitely not going the best for Infamous. For the heroes involved there for Infamous, but for them as a team, yeah, they take the loss there, and yeah, that kind of sucks. But the space they create for Envy to now accelerate fully, and with this Battle Fury, you're kind of happy joining these fights because you could cleave through some Terrorblade illusions, just get some extra damage going on the board, help de-push the Tinker, who is very close to having his big 3 items, the Soul Ring, Blink Dagger, and Travels. Someone's charging. Oh, the poor bird.
Radiant are scanning.
Now Infamous, it looks like this may be the point in the game where their plan changes a little bit. You can tell the difference because Tomato is going to go for a Yule Scepter build, kind of a heavier initiating spellcaster type build, over the Shadow Blade that we saw him go in the last game he was Lina. I don't remember what game, one of those past games. So deciding to go for this build means that he's kind of slowing down his strat. He doesn't plan on just outright full aggression, no assassinating plans, just slow and steady. Pita looks like he's fine here, and that's fine. That means this game is going to be a little bit less of the all-out aggro and a little bit more of the chill and wait for Envy to be ready to fight. And I think that's a reasonable way to go. How did... Okay, Tomato just like is not smoked anymore apparently, so Snaking and Moose will still push forward. They do have the high ground, Anakin. There's a lot of Anakins, and they're just gonna get the hell out of there. Time to run, boys. Time to run. Yeah, get these base items up. You still want to have some sort of way to get in there as Lina. So I kind of like this. Like, if you get a Shadow Blade right away, you can look for kills, but it's going to be pretty risky up against what WP have. You may as well get that ability to cancel Tinker TP and stuff like that. Do stuff like this. Lift up TP, drop him into a Laguna Blade, and maybe kill him. He does have a Sunder from long range. He gets it off. The charge coming in, giving him a little bit of extra help. Costa now turning around with the Metamorphosis. And he getting these kills. Well, yes, with the Nether Strike on Sneaking, they sure as hell can. Ogre Axe, Dragon Lance. 22 strength with a little bit more from the Wraith Bands, a little bit more from the Magic Wand. Lina just a little bit short on being able to kill off a Terror Blade there. You can see how little her right clicks did. Terror Blade survives. It's going to cost them a Sven. That is actually worth a decent amount. A couple of bracers. Push is on. They use the Metamorphosis to fight. They would really like a little bit more than this. They're going to jump in towards Benjaz, but the laser blind onto Eternal Envy. Benjaz still going to go down. The Phoenix is going to get lifted up out of his dive in, and EE is taking way too much damage. He's going to go down, trying desperately to mess with Costa, who is still being chased down by Sneaking. God Strength, Ion Shell. There goes the Terror Blade. Flattened by Pepita. And that Ion Shell. Surging forward for hunting for more. I mean, there's only heroes on this bottom lane, so that's about it. Trading away your PA, that's pretty expensive though. I mean, yeah, still the numbers are in favor of Infamous. Still the outright result is they keep this tier 1 tower alive. That being said, still a steep cost. As a Phantom Assassin, like, you are kind of happy going in on single guys. Not really into Terror Blades. Can't kill him yet. Not easily, at least. If you have Ion Shell, maybe you can. If you have Ion Shell and he doesn't have Sunder, possibility, but not even a great one. Gotta keep your eye out for that vacuum wall as well. That wall seemed like it was kind of just okay. It made like 2 illusions, I want to say. Darkseer doesn't have maxed out vacuum just yet. The wall is definitely potentially more powerful, but we get to see if Pepita has acclimated his brain to the new wall, which is the line drawing wall, whatever it's called. You start it at one point and you build it towards the other direction instead of like dropping it in the middle and it goes in both ways. It doesn't sound like a huge change, but when you've been playing Darkseer for years and years, it will mess with you, man. It will mess with you so much. Making... Oh, they found themselves a Tinker. They immediately canceled the Blink Dagger with the Dragon Slave. So smart from Tomato. Chain Frost as well. I'm not sure if he deserved that, but better safe than sorry when you're talking about Tinker. And the Dragon Slave right overhead, so as soon as you TP in, you take that damage, cancel the Blink Dagger. No chance for a rearm. Tinker down, which of course means the gates are open. Gates namely on top lane, where this tower is going to be beaten to bits. A couple of heroes rotating in, but the Dire do have full vision of this. Costa, Cat, Benjaz, all wandering under Dire obs. Like it's not ultimately going to result in much because Pepita already left. Envy is nowhere nearby. Although Snaking wants a challenge for the rune, he's going to grab it. And then Zoidberg out of there. Yes, I use Zoidberg as a verb. What are you going to do about it, guys? Everyone knows what that means. If you've seen Futurama, you know what that means. Envy should have an additional item coming up soon. He has, what is this? Okay, he's got a lot of gear. I was expecting a little bit of magic immunity so we could just kind of jump in and be fearless versus the Tinker, but having gone for MKB instead does give a gigantic middle finger to the laser of the Tinker. Although granted, a BKB would have done the same. Does feel like Envy is playing a little bit more of a glass cannon than would be otherwise recommended. Like if he jumps in, he's doing a lot of damage, but he's also taking so much damage. He only has 1200 HP.
Radiant's middle tower
Doesn't have any sort of lifesteal. He doesn't really have that much to save him. I mean, I guess Surge is okay. The shield is pretty good. No real heals that his allies can dump into him to make sure he's fine. Pipe actually is there, so that kind of counts. I would assume that's his, yeah, next item. I don't mind the sequencing if they keep this pace of the game exactly like this. They're not really going all out aggro Infamous. They're kind of just slow and steadying this game. Of course, the Tinker is getting pretty farmed. He's gonna have that laser combo up. Laser? What the hell's a laser combo? The Dagon laser combo up. So the burst is definitely gonna be there. TB, what is he working with? He's gone for a BKB. Hasn't been used just yet. But he is fairly bulky at this stage. At that point, if he gets a BKB, the only one who can really challenge him is, of course, going to be Envy. As Lina... Oh, never mind. Actually, Lina going to go for a pretty old school build. Had Shadowblade queued up. I think she's completely abandoned that idea. Yes, she has. Going to go for some pure damage nukage. There is no huge amount of magic resistance on the other heroes, so this is purely another middle finger directed squarely towards that Terror Blade. I don't hate it, although I do think this item on Lina is it's just overall kind of mediocre to me. I think you really need to have, like, if the enemies have like a pipe also, or like, you know, these heroes that give magic immunity, something like that. Oh, that was a really sick LSA, which I'm sure was totally intentional. Or if the enemies even have like multiple BKBs, like if Spirit Breaker had one, then like, yeah, it gets better as that happens. But for right now, it's just kind of meh. This is a Darkseer Harpy. Bottom lane, EE is still shoving the hell out of this wave. With that Battle Fury dagger, level 20 yet? No, not quite. Once he gets that, then the EE split push is going to get pretty nut out of control. Right now, it's instead just really fast. I gotta tell you guys, there's nothing better than watching a Phantom Assassin just go off on creeps, except for this. Not missing kills, because I am a good cameraman. Right? Right? What if this... Well, jeez, oh my god, I did not realize. 13-19? If someone teleports in, any one hero, they can actually do this. Here comes the jump in. Costa, lots of armor. Clearly not enough. He has a Sunder, he has a BKB, he has a lot of help coming in on the way. That wall is going to do a whole lot of nothing. Nope, nope, creates a Spirit Breaker illusion. Nice, they're going to jump right back in on him. Costa just looking for someone to Sunder. He has his pick of the litter right now, but now that he's going to get gazed and just dropped by an 1100 damage crit. Disrespect to that Lich, and now EE is unleashed. Grabs Benjaz. They have an LS down to the Phoenix. Icarus dive away. Yule Scepter, though. That cast range with the Ether Lens. How much range is this? Look at that cast range. Double kill for EE, and the Jabaters just became the Jabades. Because EE had his Goon Squad coming in too. And that vacuum into immediate gaze. If you're gonna charge in like that, you gotta use your BKB. If he has BKB up, he for sure gets Sunder off, and he does at least something. Instead, man, he just kind of crumbles and gets obliterated. Speaking of obliterated, this Roshan is not long for this world. Holy crap, this guy is dying quickly. That's an Aegis for Envy. 13k in the lead, and Infamous are battling back. And keep in mind, guys, this is going to be their 4th game in a row. And if they win this, they have to play another best of 3 afterwards. So fatigue is for sure going to start to set in. Leo, vacuum, misses. I like this blink dagger pick up on the darks here, though. I mean, yeah, it helps you set up for vacuum, walls, whatever. It really helps you hunt down Tinkers, though. That's the big aspect of that item. EE has the Aegis on the front lines. He's gone for Desolator, actually. Another kind of greedy damage choice from Envy. Really counting on his allies to keep him safe there. And, of course, his good judgment. He has an Aegis right now, so for right now, it's fine. Still expect there to be BKBs in the future. Oh, I forgot about this. You also do have this. I apologize, Sven. Totally not used to that being a huge supporty thing. Here comes the Phantom. Phantom Assassin's gonna change her mind. Instead, kill off the entire creep wave with the triple dagger. Okay, that happened. Blink dagger is not needed, apparently. I apologize, guys. They're onto Kapita, but Kapita's got his goon squad coming in. It's sneaking. Turn to Benjaz. Big dive in from the Phoenix. He's immediately going to go Supernova. As sneaking may fall here, they're going to find a couple in the background. Cat dies. And now, if you want to fight, you got to pass the wall. You got to pay the troll toll. And now Dunyao is out. Costa Belay, he's out. And Spearbreaker, he's out in a body bag. Charge out, maybe not quite. He's fine, actually. TPs. Snaking, sees him, they see him, but they can't quite ult him. So body bag, cancel that one, you don't need that. They do have to worry about the fact that they just lost their Tinker solo to the Darkseer. They do have to worry about the fact that Infamous pretty much expend no resources to do that. So they're going to go in for more. Speaking of, Blink Dagger in onto the Terror Blade. Here comes the combo, Laguna Blade, and an instant kill onto the TB. Benjaz will get lifted up once again. That Yule Scepter showing off its value. The LSA a little bit mistimed there, but Envy's still going in. The Ion Shells as well. Burning him down. Vacuum onto 3. This Phoenix is in a really awkward spot. Curse does pull back 3 of them, but the Chain Frost is bouncing between the rest. Vita takes a lot of damage from his allies, but he's still alive because it's a Darkseer. Almost infinitely tanky. They do lose Envy's first life. Vita should be fine. Just walk out of there until missiles start focusing him, but they won't anytime soon. EE blinks out. Still more salvos and missiles coming in. They're thinking about hunting for that Tinker, but he's pretty deep in the trees there. That's a 3 kill so far for Infamous. Another 1,600 gold swing in their favor. Defending against this Tinker, though, is painful. With no Aegis on EE, I think it's best they could probably call it quits right about now. Wait until this Phantom Assassin completes up for Daedalus. All right, EE, this is we gotta talk about your survivability right now. I understand big crits equals big fun. Clearly, you just one-shot at Ancient Camp. But how's match community? How's some defense for your 1,400 health Phantom Assassin? Again, he's really counting on his allies, keeping him safe from any sort of shenanigans. It might... I mean, Laser doesn't even do well here. Laser doesn't do much at all. Blinds the Lina, but not for long because her BKB is coming up. How much crit is too much crit? The answer is none crit. I think this is excessive. I think, in my humble caster opinion, this seems excessive to me. But sometimes, man, you just gotta smash some faces in. I mean, clearly the crits worked pretty well in the last fight, so why not, man? Snaking, trying to go for this tower. Charge will be canceled, although the LSA still lands. And now the stun, chain stun is good. The Laguna Blade, physical resist from that embrace keeps Benjaz alive, and everyone else gonna back off. Tower and top side in the meantime, slowly being pushed. Should be just Infamous. Unless they find a Tinker being a little bit too cute. Just chilling, waiting for the Aegis cheese.
Radiant are scanning.
They're doing a pretty good job at cleaning up these creep waves. Making sure Tinker doesn't really have many options to travel to. impossible to really stay up on top of that Tinker like that, but
is under attack.
they keep playing like this. They increase their odds of finding a random Tinker. And of course, you find a Tinker, gates are once again open. You can go for that push, force a buyback, or just, if he doesn't have it, you just take the structures. Jeez. Gold is good. I heard gold is good in this game, guys. Here's the smoke. It is Pepita leading the charge right now, surging himself forward. And Snaking is actually the one leading the charge. I lied. They do embrace the Phoenix. Laguna Blade doesn't quite do him in. They should still have enough to get him killed off. And they do. Ben just takes a big crit from EE. Another dagger coming in. That one does not crit, but off the side. Oh, there goes the Winter Wyvern. Say goodnight. And that's 3 kills with the buyback already. EE. Oh, surge out. Everyone's going to scurry away. Once again, Zoidberging on out of there, because that's just what the Darkseer does. Easy 3 kill. Easy buyback force.
Top shrine is under attack.
And so this is just like time where they're waiting for a Tinker to be picked off. Oh, like that. Tomato with the reeds. Found Leo. Is there a Laguna Blade? There isn't. So with the laser, I think Tomato is in a lot of trouble here. He's gonna juke the wall. Gives them free vision. Tomato does the LSA. Juke's successful. And the OK is called. That's the only response you'd have, man. That's all. That's all. You can't say anything more than that. EE is gonna get dove upon right now. But I'm not really sure if this is a fight that they really want to take, because EE has his goons nearby. Takes a pretty big hit from his reflection. Charge? I don't know about that one, dude. He's gonna call it quits. So yeah, they pick off the Tinker. Infamous, unfortunately, get hit pretty darn hard in the meantime. God damn it. That triple stifling dagger farm. So it looks like instead of this Tinker, they're just looking for that Roche. The official time, 50 seconds.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
They're still just going in, man. Vacuum back. Just trying to force out something, anything, really. If you force a Tinker back, it's probably not gonna like win you that fight or anything like that. Really give you a huge opportunity, but it at least prevents the opponents from playing their own game. Like Tinker wants to be over here, man. Not dying over here. He just wants to be there, you know, split pushing and buying some space. Not worrying about getting insta-killed. These poor creeps. I have no idea what hit them. And now the BKB comes up. This is looking pretty dangerous, especially for Dunya right into here. If he gets stunned, Ripperino and the Pepperoni, he is going to jump away. Kind of loops back a little bit, and the Winter Wyvern as well, a little bit of trouble. EE does hit with a pretty heavy bash. Chain stun is going to continue, but now here comes the vacuum. Where's the wall? There is no wall. Maybe it doesn't matter because they just kill off Cat regardless. Kosa's taking a lot of damage. He does have that Sunder. If he shows himself, he might just get randomly dagger cleaved. Ooh, like that. That could have killed him. So they do pop a couple of BKBs, including that 10-second one on the PA. That's fairly costly for what they got, but at least they force out that buyback. Very, very close to being able to kill off that Terrorblade, though. Man, it seems like every single fight, or every single time this Ag's Laguna Blade is dropped, it's just like 100 damage short of getting the kill. Like, that's like the 3rd or 4th time that's happened. Like, yeah, they find a target, full Lina combo, the enemy has 100 HP left and they escape. I'm not saying that's because Aghanim Scepter is a bad item. I'm saying it's kind of because just Winter Wyvern's pretty good against Lina. That's pretty much just the reason. Like, you can increase the amount of damage your spells do, but the amount of work you have to do that, it's so much more than the reward it gives.
More fuel for my fire.
He's got a stout shield. He doesn't need a BKB. You're right. It's pretty much the same item when you think about it. Looks like the Lina did not get the invite for the smoke, which means she may be blowing this early. Radiant Obs is here. Stabile, he has a BKB and a TP. He shows himself, he's in trouble. Snaking does see a bunch of Terrorblades, but he knows that they're fake. Things are out and everyone is going to back off for WP here. Damn, that creep wave did not last long at all. There is, unfortunately, for Infamous, no shrine they could jump the Tinker on. There is a Roshan to kill, though, and if the pass is any indication, I'm pretty sure Roshan is going to die in like 10 seconds. And he's level 25. He's maybe not completely 6-slotted. He has ways of improving this item build. But he's damn close to being done farming. All right, Roche, start the timer. No. Okay, now start the timer. 23. They're kind of half-assing it. Don't start the timer, guys. Restart the timer. Benjaz is just going to walk himself in straight towards sneaking. He does not have magic immunity, though he does have the embrace, so he's going to get a little bit of extra time here. They got to look up towards the high ground. Kostabila is going to jump right in, pop the BKB, but Envy is going to challenge him. They do have the curse onto Envy with the supernova. The Phoenix will erupt. Off in the sidelines, though, it's the Sven. He's so tanky. Kosta's not even doing enough damage to kill him off, and now he's in a little bit of trouble because the Laguna Blade comes in, vacuum back into the wall, and they're all going to get cleaved down. It's cleanup on mid lane. Benjaz this time is going to leave in a body bag for sure. Tinker was able to escape, and he is spotted. We can see the surge immediately out. They want this Tinker's head on a pike, but they can't quite find him. So close. 4 kills in as many seconds. And now Infamous is going to go right back to Roche, who apparently is almost dead already. We return you to our regularly scheduled Roshan programming. Oh, he's dead. That's an Aegis, that's a cheese. And this might just be a little bit of a death blow incoming towards WP. I don't know how you can have a little bit of a death blow. It's either a death blow or not, right? But they have the luxury of being able to push top and mid. Tinker can only decide to defend one of them. And if he does show up, man, like, PA's gonna see him. There's that huge Yule Scepter range that to worry about as well if you're Tinker. So that's 1 racks down. The missiles are coming in hot and heavy. Like, look at these things. They're just non-stop. But EE, he's fearless. Missiles to the face, no big deal. No big deal, man. That's what the Insight aura is for. Not that part. Doesn't it give, yeah, 10% magic resistance, that part. Now snaking on the front lines. This Sven, really deceptively tanky as well. We saw him just, like, muscle down that Terrorblade. Like, that's not supposed to happen. It's a support Sven. Dive bomb, Park bomb, Phoenix gets lifted up out of it though. Envy turns off with a dagger, praying for the crit, doesn't have it, but sneaking, finds a 2-man stun. And this Sven by himself is just man-moding the hell out of his opposition. Envy's Aegis does get sniped somehow. They will back off, waiting for that reset. 34k is the lead. The only thing keeping them in play right now, well played, is that Tinker. Charge, canceled. This Tinker is doing everything for them. Oh, the daggers! Monka S. You want to show yourself? Who wants to step up and play Russian roulette with Eternal Envy? It doesn't seem fun, guys. Mostly because Envy isn't abiding by Russian roulette rules. He's only shooting at you instead of shooting at himself. So that's super dishonorable there. Why would you do that? Asher now up. That's looks like a full Abyssal actually. What do you get rid of? Battle Fury, Desolator, shoes. No shoes needed. He's got Surge. 598 seems like a pretty good amount of movement speed to work with. Well played are hanging on. The lack of Aegis is going to hurt Infamous quite a bit here. And we're at the point of the game where Envy may be farming, yeah. Not really farming for anything of huge relevance at this point, however. For the most part, this build is done. You can tweak it a little bit, you know, you moon shards, stuff like that. But you're not really going to get that much stronger with the gold. So every single minute that passes is time where Tinker is getting something, Terrorblade is getting something, and Envy is getting nothing. I'm not entirely sure if sitting back, waiting is the play. If they're able to snipe a Tinker or a Terrorblade, man, the game might just be over like that. Buyback check. We should have a lot of green here. Yeah, both the Tinker and Terrorblade have theirs, as well as Benjaz. A little bit of waiting. Get that wall refreshed. Blink Dagger, they're ready to go there. Get the obs going. Tinker is going to march. I know where he is exactly, but or where he was rather. Stabile, oh, he doesn't know. He has backup here. EE is gonna go in. He has the overwhelm from the Abyssal Blade, and look at the damage come in. The big Chris, they know it's one shot in the Spirit Breaker. He's gonna get hit with the gaze, but the damage isn't there. He has the chance to sunder now. He's gonna get it off onto Eternal Envy, but he still has the cheese, so EE still can fight. Off to the side, snaking and just chopping down Leo. They killed off the Tinker, forcing out the buyback. Supernova's gonna go off, and it's only snaking right now, the only viable target. But he stunned up a handful of heroes, and he's ready to just keep on chasing forward. Where is Eternal Envy? Off to the side, they're on to Leo one more time. EE's daggers flying true once again. Illusions on the chase for Leo. Sure, leave the Terror Blade alive. That's a good decision because you can kill off the Tinker instead, and maybe even a little bit more. Dunyao is in a little bit of trouble as well. He's getting hit with the Embrace. He's going to try for a little while longer, but the Chain Frost is now committed, and he doesn't have a dive out. The game's going to bring him right back in. Another set of daggers will come through onto Benya specifically. He's going to try another strike. He gets it off, but he will fall down afterwards. EE as well as Tomato pouring forward. They've found Cat. They've killed him off. And it looks like this just might be game because there are no more buybacks. That was a 0 casualty fight. It looked like, no, not quite. They did lose Snaking as well as Pepita on that Darkseer, but they clean house. And in 40 minutes, Infamous will be going to the finals of the South American qualifiers. This game was as convincing as the first, and I love the creative play. Apparently the game servers are still messed up, so it looks like we still don't get a scoreboard. I'm sorry for that, guys. We probably won't see anything, but yeah, that creative play in bottom lane, pretty sweet. The Aghanim Scepter build on Lina, it worked out.